Hello, my name is Deborah Campbell. This video is for EDU 220 for discussion forum 5. I've decided to pick 2 quotes from each video and connect them to specific course material in the textbook. To begin, I looked into the video titled Hearing Loss in the Classroom. At the 1 minute 2 second mark, the narrator says, without an FM system on, the child is going to be hearing very muffled speech, or it's going to sound like they're listening from a great distance. The textbook mentions Koestler ear implants, which is a system similar to an FM system. Both systems help children inside and outside of the classroom to hear better. Without the implant, the child clearly might struggle to hear. In the same video, at the 2 minute 07 second mark, it says, it is the responsibility of both the teacher and student to make sure the FM system works. In the text, when discussing general education classrooms with supplementary instruction, Friend states, service relies on effective collaboration among all professionals working on behalf of the student. Both of these mean, in this context, that responsibility for a deaf or hard of hearing student's ability to learn falls on both the student and the teacher, though more on that of the teacher. In the second video titled Teaching Through Touch, high school students Kiara and Quinn are interviewed. At the 0 minute 50 second mark, the video states, students use Android touchpads to help use their strong senses to master math. These teaching strategies are not too different from the visual strategies used for deaf or hard of hearing students. For example, in the text, Friend states, professionals in these environments use equipment such as interactive whiteboards, document cameras, bulletin boards, computers, and televisions. These are all examples of strategies that help students function effectively in the classroom. In the same video, when discussing visually impaired students at the 2 minute 49 second mark, it states, these guys, meaning the visually impaired students, have just as much potential as all of them, meaning students who are not visually impaired, if not more. This was said because of a student's ability to learn with the app/material that was created for them. The text states, visual teaching strategies can be more permanent and can be used to help students focus on important information, see how new concepts are connected, and integrate prior knowledge with new knowledge. Essentially, not having these accommodations and strategies threaten a visually or hearing impaired student's relationship with the school, seeing as how it could be potentially weakened if strategies weren't implemented. In the final video titled Teaching Deaf Students in the Inclusive Classroom at the 2 minute 46 second mark, one of the educators interviewed states the most important thing is to have high expectations for the deaf students. We must consider that children who are placed in a general education classroom who are also hearing impaired may feel alienated enough. We understand that there are social and emotionally damaging characteristics. In the text, in the instructions and action table in Chapter 11, the behavioral portion of the table states, use corrective feedback. This means positive, reinforcing feedback just as you would with any other student. Treating hearing impaired students as if they are any different from those who are not hearing impaired is something that educators may not think will be obvious, but the children will pick up on it immediately. This was when discussing what is and is not appropriate for a deaf or hard of hearing student. In the text, in the perspective of parents and family section, it states, whether the family chooses to use an oral approach, a sign language system based on the English language, or American Sign Language to communicate with their child, they have to make significant changes in how they interact with her. This, in such context, means it is up to the parent, family, and student how they wish to communicate and learn.